Okay, so I did an Instagram poll of questions that you guys wanted me to answer. So basically that's going to be this video, just me talking, answering the questions that you guys have, and just telling you guys a little bit more about myself. Hopefully by the end of this video you guys will get to know me a little bit better. First question: what is your favorite method to catch redfish? Live bait, artificial, etc.? Honestly, if you asked me this like a year ago, I would have definitely said like no question, live bait under popping corks and live shrimp. I think that's just the easiest way, and so like the most like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna catch a fish for sure kind of way. But now I have kind of learned to love the challenge of using artificial baits, jigging for them, or using spoons or anything like that. So definitely artificial now. Favorite genre of music? Definitely country. Although when I go to the gym or like I'm feeling really good, I like to listen to a lot of like Latin music. What are the prices for your fishing tours? That's easy. So $300 for a half day and $600 for a full day. That does include everything you're gonna need: rods, reel, bait, the bagging and cleaning of your fish as well, everything. And then for the third person, if you want to bring a third person, it's gonna be an extra $50. So I think it's pretty reasonably priced. Next question: how tall are you? Yo, I feel like we have to go over this like every week. I'm 4'11", and yes, my whole family's this short. Like my dad, I think, is like maybe 5'3". My mom is, I think, right about my height. My sister as well. So yeah. Next question: ever catch a fish bigger than you? Technically I have fought a fish bigger than me. Almost bigger than me. That was an amberjack. He was 90 pounds, and I'm right about at 98 right now. So almost as big as me, but technically I didn't fight him myself. It was like a group effort, and I definitely was not the one to get him in the boat. So that probably doesn't count, but there you go. Next question: do you smoke while you fish? No, I don't smoke like anything. I never have. I don't know why. I've never kind of been interested in smoke. Okay, how are your teeth so white? Thank you. I actually, I use a lot of like whitening stuff, but recently I went to Arizona and I got them professionally whitened, so these babies are white. Have you ever fished in California before? I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things about the fishing over there, so I hope to be able to get there eventually. I just haven't had the opportunity to do so. But that's crazy because I got that question like 3 times on here, which is interesting. What is your favorite food? That is a hard one because I feel like I have a different favorite food like every week. Like this week is definitely sushi. Like I've been on kind of like a sushi thing right now, but usually it's Hispanic food. But like it has to be like Colombian food. I don't know, it's just so homey to me. Like my mom grew up like cooking every day. We used to never go out to eat, so I think Latin food holds a very special place in my heart. Next, what is your fitness routine like? Okay, honestly, I've gone into fitness a lot more this year, this month I should say. I started going to the gym every day, so I've been trying to go at least 4 times a week if I can. And honestly, I just do like 45 minutes of cardio when I first get there, and then I'll just do really light weights on whatever part of the body that I'm working, and I'll do a lot of reps. And then I'll usually do an ab workout no matter what part of the body I'm on. How do you stay so fit? I don't know. Honestly, I think it's genetics. Like, I know it's unfair, and people are like, oh my god, I hate you. But like, I really don't do a lot. Like, I've been getting more into going to the gym every day and eating healthier because I want to, like, my end goal for 2020, or actually like mid 2020, I hope it doesn't take that long, is for me to just be able to get nice and toned. So yeah. How many cats do you have? My favorite question. Okay, so I have 4 cats, but before you guys judge too hard, okay, let me tell you the story. Because I had 3 cats, and then oh, okay, this is not my cat, y'all. I'm visiting someone and this is their cat, so like I'm not totally crazy. So I had seen like too many episodes of ASPCA, like that show, the cops show where they like go and like rescue animals. I don't know if you guys like can relate, but I have this community app on my phone where like everybody in the community can kind of like complain about anything they want, and somebody was complaining about like seeing like abandoned kittens and dogs in this house, and they hadn't seen anybody there for a while, so I was like, oh my god, like I have to go, right? So I went, and there was like 3 dogs in the house with like no food and no water that I could see, and apparently like nobody had been there for at least a week. So I did call the cops, and like they got the dogs to the shelters and everything, but there was this black cat outside the door, and she was a sweetheart. She was so tiny, she was so malnourished, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna bring her home, give her some food. And she ended up being pregnant, and I named her Brownie, right? And I was like thinking, okay, this is gonna be a temporary thing, you know, I'm gonna like get her healthy and like adopt her out. And she actually gave birth in my kitchen, like in like the drawer that I put all of my pots and pans in. And she was a tiny little thing, but she gave birth to 6 kittens. And so after she gave birth, I managed to adopt all the kittens out, but I just couldn't let her go. So I got her fixed, and now she's my 4th baby. How did you get started with fishing? I actually didn't necessarily grow up fishing, but my dad always kind of loved doing it when I was really little. I think it was like 5 or 6. So he used to take me on fishing trips all the time. Of course, I didn't really appreciate them at the time, but as I got older, I kind of got back into it after a while and fell back in love with it. How long have you been a captain running charters? I have actually only been running charters since March of 2019, so it's almost been 1 whole year, which is super exciting. But yeah, piece of cake charters, still a little baby. Okay, what made you start your charter business in Slidell, Louisiana? That is a great question. I actually started fishing back up in Louisiana, so I feel like I am more used to fishing like the brackish water, and I'm more familiar with, you know, the kind of fishing that you get in Louisiana, I guess. So so I started it here, and I'm really glad I did, honestly, because we don't get nearly like half the competition that we do, that I would have if I would have, you know, started it in somewhere in Florida. There's just so much competition over there, which is not a bad thing. It's just for a startup, I feel like it was a good move. We already have clients that have come back, and word of mouth, you know, is really important here. Also, like half the other guides in this area are kind of older, and they don't really use they don't really take advantage of technology as much as I think they should. So most of them like don't have websites or anything like that. So I have kind of an advantage, you know, with my social media platform and all that stuff. So good question. Next, you should talk Spanish. Not a question, pero bueno. Bueno, me quieren escuchar hablar en español, entonces voy a responder una pregunta en español y voy a volver a hablar en inglés. Bueno, entonces, la pregunta es, ¿qué te hizo querer empezar tu compañía de pesca? Muy buena pregunta. Hay muchas cosas, honestamente, pero yo creo que la primera es la más importante: querer, tú sabes, ser mi propia jefa. No tener que esperar que alguien me diga, sabes, cuándo trabajar y cuánto podía hacer de plata en este tiempo. Me gustaba la idea de controlar todo en ese aspecto y también tener algo que sea mío, sabes, propio. Me encanta la idea de también poder darle la oportunidad a mucha gente que no tiene botes y no tiene la oportunidad de pescar, de poder hacerlo y no tener que pagar $1,000,000. Best tasting fish is redfish. Actually, false. I actually tried wahoo in my last video. I think that is my favorite fish right now. I've tried it once and I'm converted. Inshore, I definitely say redfish. Offshore, right now, I haven't really tasted a lot of offshore fish. I have tasted a lot of mutton snapper is really delicious. I actually tried that for the first time last year. So between mutton snapper and wahoo for offshore best tasting fish. Are you ever going to expand to nearshore or offshore fishing trips? No, I don't think so. It's definitely not anything that I see in like the near future, at least, especially not with Offshore. I do want to eventually expand, and hopefully like not too, you know, eventually, like hopefully soon, I'll be able to either, you know, get a new boat or just get a bigger boat so I can accommodate more people on the trips. Either way, I would love to expand. I just do not see myself going into the world of offshore. It is such a different experience altogether, and I just love inshore fishing. I feel like it's a lot more rewarding, and offshore fishing can get really expensive. People like tell me that they like spent like thousands of dollars on gas for like one trip. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's what I spend in like a month. What has been your favorite place to visit? Honestly, I've been to a ton of places, especially last year. I traveled a ton, and I'm so glad that I was able to do that. But I think my favorite place has to be Isla Morada, which is probably like crazy because it's so close to me, right? But it was beautiful. I mean, I went lobstering for the first time, and honestly guys, that would like change my life. I love swimming, so like anything that has to do with like snorkeling or, you know, diving or like, you know, lobstering or anything like that, like sign me up. So it's definitely been my best, most memorable trip. I got some great footage, some great pictures, and just being in that clear of a water, like seeing all these fish swim by you, these, like, you're in an aquarium basically. It's amazing. Like, if you want like a mini vacation and you live anywhere close to Isla Morada, like definitely take my word for it, you will not regret it. Alright, do you have a Snapchat? I do. Do I ever use it? No. I literally might use it for like maybe once every 3 months. Like, I have it and I get snaps from people and I'll just like leave them there. So like I have like, see right now I have 111 Snapchat notifications that I haven't opened yet because I like forget about Snapchat, honestly. So I think this is going to be the last question, only because I have dinner reservations and I'm hungry. So, do you eat all the fish you catch? I'm so glad somebody asked this, because one of the biggest things that people like judge me, or like, I don't want to say judge me, but like give me crap about on Instagram is that me taking pictures with all these fish, and people think that I don't know what people think, like I just freaking kill the fish and like throw it back or waste it, like I don't know, but that definitely doesn't happen. I do keep a lot of fish because I eat a lot of fish. Like, I live on the water and I fish for a living. I have like, fish has become a huge part of my diet, and most of the time when I fish, I will catch and, you know, release, and then I'll catch and keep what I'm gonna eat that night for dinner. So I do a lot of catch and release, and a lot of pictures that you see are actually catch, photograph, release kind of thing. And I'm really good about it. I've gotten really fast about, you know, getting the fish, unhooking it, taking a picture, throwing it back in. I don't want people to think that like I'm wasteful, because that's definitely the last thing that I want people to perceive of me. I do sometimes keep fish that I'm not going to eat, but I know that I have somebody that will eat them. My neighbors, they love when I bring them fish, and a lot of them are older and they like don't necessarily have the time to like go out and fish themselves anymore, but they love eating fish. So yeah, a lot of times that, you know, I'll be on like the trout, for example, I'll bring home like my limited trout, and then I know that I have people to give it to. Also family members, you know, they reach out to me and stuff like that. So no, I don't keep all the fish that I catch, and I have gotten really strict about that recently because frozen fish just doesn't taste as good to me anymore, so I don't even freeze fish anymore. If I go fishing that day and I know I want like I don't know, fried bass, like I'll keep one bass and that's it. The rest will be like catch and release, that kind of thing. But anyway, hopefully you guys were entertained by all these questions that I answered today. Sorry I didn't get to all of them. There was a lot of them, but I think that's a good start. I probably will do these not regularly, but like probably like once every 2 months or something, with different questions if some get brought up. So thanks for watching, and just make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.